Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me again for another video. It is so good to see you. I hate sounding like a normal YouTuber, but please remember if you are enjoying my videos to quickly hit the like button and click subscribe. It means a lot to me when you do that. Anyway, today I'm talking to you about an experience I had recently. I won a competition. First of all, let me tell you how much of a big deal this is because I never win anything. So this to me was like huge. I don't exactly remember how I entered the competition. It was either I saw something on an email or probably on Instagram. And the competition was from Birchbox, which I am a subscriber of, which if you are subscribed to me, you will know because I do monthly unboxings. So in essence, Rochelle Humes, the Rochelle Humes from TV, from the Saturdays, she's been collaborating with Birchbox throughout the year. I think at the start of the year, everyone who was subscribed to Birchbox got a subscription box that she helped curate. Then in the summer, she did a big edit, and I actually bought that and I did an unboxing on it, and honestly, that was such a good box. And then more recently, at the end of 2020, she created 3 mini package boxes, limited edition, that you could buy. And then, yeah, they hosted a competition that, to celebrate the 3 mini edits that Rochelle had released, you could win a place on a live Zoom call, and you could talk to Rochelle and you could ask her about her beauty, about how she pulled together the edits, just a chat with Rochelle Humes. One day I get an email. Hi there. Congratulations, you are one of 10 winners selected to join our live panel with Rochelle Humes tomorrow at 7 p.m. During the panel, you'll have the chance to ask Rochelle questions about her beauty routine and her experience curating her various Birchbox collaborations. Then lastly, it says the panel will last around half an hour. Please confirm your attendance by replying to this email. So I replied my attendance, and then that was that. So I had a day to kind of get ready for being on a Zoom call with Rochelle. I was very excited. So that night after I got the email, I made sure that my laptop was working. I made sure that I had all the software downloaded. And yeah, and then like all night that night and then all day the next day, I was thinking about what I was gonna ask Rochelle. Literally, I had a list of about 10 questions in my head because I never wanted it to be any awkward silence and you don't know like who the other people are. Are they gonna be super keen or are they gonna get nervous and shy? As you know, I've got no problem talking, so I thought, okay, I'm going to come armed with at least a few questions to keep the momentum going here, you know, kind of take one for the team, and, you know, we don't want it to be awkward. But anyway, yeah, so I started setting everything up. I set my ring light up because I wanted to look cute. And then, yeah, it was a couple of minutes to the meeting, and my computer decided to not work. Okay, 3 minutes to, I guess. I'm gonna log in. So yeah, I was flapping. I was like, typical. Okay, my Zoom's not working. Great. This is not ideal. Here we go, join meeting. I guess I have to be let in. Anyway, good thing is, it all started working. I thought I was going to be like a minute or 2 late. I wasn't. So when I joined, obviously, because it's Rochelle and it was a private event, I had to wait to be let in to the meeting. Something's happening.
Hi. Hi. Oh.
Hi. So I think everything started about 4 or 5 minutes past the actual time we were meant to meet, which was fine. In the end, I don't know if some people didn't reply to the email, they didn't see it, or they could no longer do the chat because from when they entered. I don't remember when I entered this competition. It genuinely would have maybe been like 2-3 weeks prior. So by the time we all logged on, I think there were like 6 or 7 of us, so a few people had dropped out. There was one lady from Birchbox, and then there was Rochelle. And the lady from Birchbox introduced and welcomed everyone and said we're excited to be collaborating with Rochelle and yada yada yada. Then she just went into asking Rochelle some questions, which was fine. And I have to say, Rochelle was so good. She came across so well. She really answered questions thoroughly, and it was just like chatting with your girlfriend on a random Thursday evening, which it was. And look, my thing here is to do a review and tell you about my experience. At no point do I want to come across as ungrateful, because I really enjoyed the chat. It was really fun. It was something different. I mean, what else was I going to do on a Thursday night? And honestly, thank you to Birchbox for arranging it and for choosing me as one of the winners. And thank you to Rochelle for your time as well. Then the lady asked another question. And then, you know, Rochelle was great, like I said, and she was answering them all, giving really lengthy answers and being really enthusiastic, which was nice to see. And then she asked another question. And then she asked another question. And then she asked another question. And at this point, about 20 minutes had passed, and it was starting to just feel a little bit weird that we were just watching the Birchbox lady ask Rochelle questions, and then we were just all sat there like in silence. Like, there were times I wanted to interject, like when Rochelle was giving her answers, she would be talking about using products or, you know, doing something, and I'd want to be like, oh, what product do you use? Or like, you know, ask a question on the back of her answer. But it felt like, because no one had spoken, it just felt like they were having a chat, and then we were just all there like observing. And at this point, I was just like, okay, this is a bit weird. I could just be watching this on YouTube or on a pre-recorded thing. Like, why am I here? Because I'm just sat watching this. So then, you know what? I know it sounds really bad, but I just, after like 20 minutes, it was like, I think I just like slowly started to like gloss over a bit, and then I started taking pictures of like the screen and like texting my mum, look who I want to zoom to. And then the lady from Birchbox says, and then we've got some questions from Instagram. And I was like, from Instagram? I was like, we're all sat here to have a conversation with Rochelle and to ask her questions, and nothing's happened. So then she asked, I think, 2 questions that people had submitted from Instagram. And then at that point, she said, do any of you have any questions? Raise your hand. And I was like, oh, brilliant. Okay, so we do get to ask them questions. So one girl went first and asked, I think something like, if you had one beauty product, what would you use? Like, if you had to take one thing out of the house. And then that was cool because, like I said, Rochelle, she didn't just like answer in like a couple of words. She was like, well, this is my makeup bag. And she started pulling things out of her makeup bag. I cannot tell you how interesting it is to see someone else's makeup bag, especially if they're Rochelle. You're like, what products do you use? What do you have that I have? And yeah, that was really cool. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, I'm interested. She's showing us her makeup bag. This is really like exclusive and behind the scenes. It's not just like a standard interview that you could read in a magazine. And then I put my hand up on the meeting. This is what I asked her. Do you prefer doing your own makeup and playing with your own makeup, or do you prefer getting glam and have someone do it for you? And have you had any shockers where someone's done your makeup and it's just looked not how you would do it?
100%.
And again, do you know what? She answered it really well, really thoroughly. Like, we're talking about like the answers for like a couple of minutes. And then someone else asked a question. I think it was about eyebrows and what she does with her brows. And Rochelle starts answering. And then this happens.
To you before. Neela Patel.
So was it ended? I don't know. It just stopped. Let me show you what happened. Rochelle was talking away, and then we just got the free Zoom meeting has ended. So I'm going to try and log back in. Will the code work? We didn't get to say goodbye. Are we going to get another email? Is that it over? just going to keep updating my emails in case we get sent another link, but... It just stops. We get kicked out. Zoom has crashed, has stopped. We were talking away and like all of a sudden like getting into it and then nothing. Well, I guess it's over. Says please wait. Anyway, I eventually log in with the original details and there's only a few of like the competition winners there. I think there was maybe like 4 of us by this point. And bless her, I really felt sorry for her. The woman from Birchbox was stressing and she just was apologizing profusely and she was, I don't know, it looked like she had about 3 computers with her. She was like, I'm trying to get Rochelle back and a phone, and we were like, it's fine, don't worry. And she, you know, oh, I really felt sorry for her. You could tell that she was really stressed out. Things like this happen. Connections break, you know, minutes expire, whatever. It's fine. This happens. It's not unheard of. So we're sat there. The other, I don't know, 2 or 3 competition winners, I don't think ever like joined back on. So for them, they would have just been talking to Rochelle and then it stopped and then they just went away. So we were waiting, you know, and the woman from Birchbox was like, I'm talking to her PA, we're gonna get her back. And then she says this.
Oh, unfortunately, guys, Rochelle has been called away now.
Thank you. Thank you for organising it. Thank you, bye. Okay. Wow. There you go. Finished. Yeah, so that was, I'll be honest, it was disappointing because, you know, we were literally just getting chatting and it just stopped. And you want to be able to say thank you and goodbye. It's, you know, you just don't want it to come to just an abrupt stop. You know what, I felt sorry for the people that didn't get the opportunity to ask a question because like I said, only 3 of us did. And I mean, even the 3rd person had their answer kind of cut off. I think if the Zoom had kept going anyway, I think that 3rd person's question would have been the last question because we were always told it would be around half an hour. And, you know, they just hadn't left enough time for all of us to ask a question. I mean, like I said, there ended up only being 6 or 7 of us in the end, rather than the full 10 competition winners. But at the same time, I really appreciate that it was a cool experience to talk to someone and to listen to someone and have an exclusive about, you know, their makeup and their beauty. And, you know, we did get some really cool insights and, you know, behind the scenes stuff. So that was cool. And like I said, and I do want to reiterate, I did really enjoy the phone call, the half an hour Zoom. You know, Rochelle was excellent. She really was. But I have to be honest, and it is a shame we weren't able to say goodbye. And I think that's fair. I know that there are so many lives that you can join, and sometimes on these lives there are hundreds of people. So you know that even though it's live, it's not going to be like that much interaction because you kind of know up front what you're joining. Like maybe there might be like competitions or something and you just write an, you know, first person to write an answer in the comments, wins whatever. So with those kind of events, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. But I suppose kind of what I thought it would be and what it ended up being wasn't quite what I thought. And it was a shame that the time wasn't allowed for everyone to at least ask one question. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it was great that the host from Birchbox, you know, at least had a set of questions because like I said earlier, you don't want like that awkwardness of no one speaking or you're like being afraid to be the first one to speak. So yeah, definitely like have those questions ready, but you don't necessarily need to go through them all, you know, if the conversation's there and it's flowing. For me, the last 5-10 minutes of the conversation was the best because that was where the interaction was. And that was more how I was expecting the event to go. But yeah, like I said, thank you Birchbox and thank you Rochelle for your time because I really enjoyed it, and it was cool. It was really cool. Of course it was. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. It is always good to see you. Remember, you're gorgeous just the way you are, and I will see you very soon on another video. Take care. Bye, guys.